Alright guys, what's going on? BusterBarnes back again, and it is Monday. You guys know what that means. Chelsea's first game of the 2020 to 2021 Premier League season is going to get underway later this evening away at Brighton and Hove Albion. And like I said in my last video, you guys will be able to check out my review of that game tomorrow early on a Tuesday. But today I'm going to be giving you guys a general overview of what my expectations are and what I think we will see from Chelsea this season. Frank Lampard's second season in charge of the Blues, a very exciting time to be a Chelsea fan. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment down below what you guys think will happen this season, what your predictions are, what you expect to see, if you expect us to sign or sell anyone. I'd love to hear it all, so please be sure to interact in the comments down below. Now, I think there's only one way we can really start this video, and that is to talk about the crazy window Chelsea have had this summer, bringing in so far 7 players, or 6 if you don't count Eduard Mendy yet, but that is basically all but confirmed. Him, Thiago Silva, Malang Sarr, Ben Chilwell, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner have all been signed to the Blues to take our team to that next level this season. Last season, we were no slouches. We came fourth. We exceeded expectations after Eden Hazard left the summer before, and we had that transfer ban, and we had a very inexperienced manager in Frank Lampard, but we managed to push through. Some people say that other teams did bad and that's the only reason why we did well, but in the Premier League season where everyone drops points, it sort of shows that maybe the season was a bit more competitive. So I don't necessarily know if I agree with that argument anyway, but obviously there are things that we need to fix from last season if we do want to take the next step and improve. We definitely want to be looking to get some more points, and with the additions we have made, you've got to say that that is looking rather likely, or at least rather promising. Eduard Mendy definitely going to be a step up, I believe. I'm not saying he's going to be a world-class keeper or even a great keeper, but as long as you're average, as long as you're, saving your expected shots or saving the expected amount of shots you're meant to, that's all that we can ask for. Kepa let in 12 more goals last season than he should have, and that was terrible. He pretty much had one of the worst goalkeeper performances in the Premier League season ever, and it's, at least hopefully, comfortable enough to say that Eduard Mendy should hopefully not repeat that. To be honest, Kepa probably won't repeat that either. He probably will do a bit better, but, the question is really how much better can he do when you've had that much of a bad season for him. Going into our defensive signings, I do think that we've been calling out for a left back for a while. Obviously, some of us Chelsea fans thought that Emerson could fill that void at the start of last season. Unfortunately, that didn't go to plan. So buying a young English left back like Ben Chilwell does seem like a step in the right direction. Maybe attacking wise he's not as great yet as Alonso, but I do think they both offer two different things. I think he's obviously better than Emerson, but Ben Chilwell, whilst not maybe great defensively yet, he will definitely be a step up from that of Marcos Alonso, and thank God you won't have to see Marcos Alonso defending as much as we had to see him do it last season. At least fingers crossed, injury wise with Ben Chilwell. But I think that definitely keeping Alonso over Emerson's the right thing to do, just because of his versatility and if he wants to play a 3 at the back formation. But and it's also always really nice to be able to see for England, England national team, some Chelsea players featured prominently in that squad. So it'll be nice for England's left back to be from the London Blues as well. Obviously going to centre back, a lot of people thought this was the key area we needed to strengthen in. I disagree. I think it was goalkeeper, but this was still obviously an important position for us. Thiago Silva coming in, maybe not in his prime, he is quite old, but I do think he's definitely an improvement in our centre-back partnership, and I would personally partner him with Kurt Zouma to at least start the season. I think that Fikayo Tomori would be a great backup to either of them. I think him rotating in and out with Zouma and Thiago Silva. Obviously, I don't want to fall into the trap of like we did last season where Lampard rotated the defence all the time. But I think if you have that main duo of Zouma and Thiago Silva with Tomori sort of featuring in, cup games, Champions League games or the odd Premier League game, I think that could be very good. And very good for him to play alongside someone like Thiago Silva. He could definitely learn a lot, which maybe he wouldn't learn as much from going on loan. Obviously, though, you could argue if he did end up going on loan to, say, an Everton, he would get more minutes. So I wouldn't be really upset to see Tomori go on loan, but I would maybe be just a little bit disappointed. I do think that he has more of a place in this team than, say, a Christensen, you know, going forward. Obviously, next up, strengthening was, you know, going more and further up the pitch. We are rumoured with Declan Rice sort of in that more deep defensive role, but nothing has been confirmed of that yet. It would be very interesting and surprising if we did get that, seeing as how much money that would cost, you know, compared to the amount of money we've already spent. But, you know, Kai Havertz, another player that we have signed. Our actual, I don't think he's our record signing. I think that may still be Kepa. I believe he is the record signing amount though for a German player. And, you know, he looks great. You know, I haven't seen, obviously, him week in, week out for Bayer Leverkusen, but I have heard great things. He is creative, he's 6'2", powerful, deceptively quick, and also has a very good eye for goal. Very versatile as well. I know he's played a number of positions, from a number 8 to a number 10 to a winger to a striker. As last season, I believe he actually did quite well in the striker position for Leverkusen when their striker was injured. I think that for us mainly he's going to be playing probably the number 8 role. He has come out and said that's his preferred position on the right side of a midfield 3. And with his left foot, that should be very exciting. It will probably take him some time to adapt, so I wouldn't jump on him too quickly. I personally don't think he'll necessarily start the game tomorrow either, which obviously you guys can check out that video as well that I uploaded yesterday, my preview for Chelsea versus Brighton. You guys can see what I predict the score to be and what I think the team will be as well. But, you know, he is maybe the future of German football, so it will be very fun to see him partnered up with maybe a Mount, a Loftus-Cheek, and I don't think that Kai Havertz coming in means Mason Mount gets less minutes. Like, he might get a bit less than last season, but I still think he is heavily in Frank Lampard's plans. I think, if anything, it's going to be a battle between Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic to see which one of them features in the team more. I'm sort of hoping it's Loftus-Cheek a bit, because I think he does sort of offer what Kovacic does. You know, he is a powerful dribbler and also has an eye for goal, but I guess we'll see how that develops. Obviously, Loftus-Cheek's fitness is a bit of an issue, so if he has another big injury, that could spell the end of his career at Chelsea, so hopefully that doesn't happen. I did also forget that we've still got Ross Barkley. I don't think I even mentioned him in yesterday's video. Barkley should probably and will be offloaded eventually. I don't think he gets up in the pecking order over any of our other midfielders. So, yeah, will we see Ross a lot this season? Probably not. Maybe for a few cup games if we do keep him that long. I believe our first cup game in the League Cup is either against Middlesbrough or Barnsley, so expect to see Ross Barkley in that game, guys. But going into our other signings, obviously, we have Hakim Ziyech, who will be occupying the right wing for us more often than not, and also Timo Werner up front for us. We had got Malang Sarr as well, but I believe he's just going back on loan. Obviously, we got him on the free, so that's just, you know, a good business signing to make for some profit. But obviously, with Chelsea signing Ziyech, that is some, you know, our winger depth basically is him. We've also got Pulisic, who had an amazing end to last season, and Hudson-Odoi as well, who should hopefully now be fully recovered from that bad injury he had at the end of the season before last. Also Mount as well. Mount, Loftus-Cheek and Havertz can all play on the wing, so really with these signings Lampard has made, it really shows the versatility of our squad and how many players, you know, if there are injuries, if there is issues of fitness, which maybe Lampard's fault, you know, there was fitness issues last season. Obviously we play a very upbeat, aggressive style, so with that is obviously going to come injuries, and with all of these versatile players, Lampard is definitely trying to cover for that as well. Timo Werner, obviously a bit scary with new players coming into the league. You can say that with Havertz and with Thiago Silva and with Ziyech as well. It will be scary to see if they can adapt to the league, but hopefully they can all do it. They're all very quality players. I'd love to see, I can just imagine, you know, left-footed Ziyech through balls up and over to a running on Werner. Obviously Werner does like to drift to the wings as well. That's why I think they're having the central midfield of like a Havertz and Loftus-Cheek who also get forward. This could be very scary for opposition team guys to have to deal with our attack. Obviously defence still was some questions. You know, our set-piece record was not very good. A bit scary going into the Liverpool game as they scored quite a few set pieces. So that should be interesting to see how that game goes. Obviously 2 were penalties, which hopefully we do not give away. But yeah, our game against Brighton is only coming up later today, guys, and it seems like it's been a long time, you know. Even though it's only been a month, the shortest gap between Premier League seasons, it still feels like I've been waiting for a while to see this new look Chelsea team get underway. Obviously some injuries are going to prevent us from seeing all the players fully fit, but it should be a very exciting start, and just whole season in general. You know, I could see ups, I could see downs, but hopefully we do improve, and that leads on to my expectations this season. I think that what Chelsea should be aiming for is definitely an improvement of points from last season. I could talk about positions. Obviously, improving on 4th place and becoming 3rd or 2nd is amazing. The only thing I'm saying is that I don't think that's the minimum. I think the minimum is finishing 4th, but with a points increase. If we obviously finish 4th and we have less points or the same points, that will not be a great season, seeing as all of the business we've made. But I do think if we improve and close the gap, let's say we improve by 15 points, close the gap by 20 points, I think that would be very good progress for this team. And that is what this season's about. You know, some people are trying to say, oh, Chelsea have to win the league or it's a failure. But that is not the case. I think this season is progress. Next season is trying to win the league. Champions League, we need to try and be aiming for that next stage, at least the quarterfinals, which I think hopefully with these new signings we can do. And we also do want to try and win one of the domestic cups. I actually predicted in my Premier League predictions how I thought we were going to do in those cups as well, which you can see as well linked to this video. Thank you guys for watching as well. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen this season. How do you think Chelsea's season's going to go? Where do you think we'll finish? Who do you think is going to be our standout player? Who do you think is going to maybe be a bit more disappointing than the first 4? And actually, you know what? Getting to that, I am going to try and predict our player of the season and our young player of the season as well. I didn't think of actually doing that until I've just filmed this video now. So why not? Well, if I'm going to go with young player, I'm going to go with Reece James to have a breakthrough season for Chelsea and to pick up our young player of the year. And you know what I'm also going to go with? I'm going to go with our player of the year being Timo Werner. I'm going to deliver the faith. Fingers crossed that Werner has a breakthrough season, scores loads of goals for us, and he can be the striker that we've all wanted since obviously the failures of Alvaro Morata. I therefore do think that Werner will be our top scorer as well. But yeah guys, please let me know down below what you think is going to happen this season. Please be sure to leave a like and stay tuned for more Chelsea videos. Like I said, my review of the Chelsea game against Brighton will be out tomorrow, as well as other footballing videos, ranking videos, FPL videos, Fantasy Premier League that is, and also FIFA 21 coming next month as well. I'm really enjoying getting back on track with these videos, guys. I hope you are as well, and I will see you guys for the next video.